another episode of Ask Jade. Today I am going to cover some of the basics with employment law. So if you're a small business that is going to be hiring an employee or you have employees, this is for you. So I'm going to talk a little fast, and today's episode will be a little bit longer because there's a lot with employment law, and I just wanted to make sure I touched each little topic at least a little bit. So to start, Illinois is an at-will state. You can get fired or fire your employee for any reason or no reason at all, except discrimination, if you have a contract with them, or retaliation. And so there's a legal need right there. Right off the bat, if you hire somebody, you're going to want employment contracts, agreements, handbooks to make sure everybody's on the same page. Also, Illinois requires anybody who employs even at least one person to have workers' compensation insurance. So that's a must. Minimum wage. This applies to anybody with 4 or more employees, excluding family. Illinois minimum wage is $8.25. Chicago is $12 this year. It's going up to $13 next year, so keep an eye on that if you're in Chicago. So exceptions to minimum wage: new employees, first 90 days, or employees under the age of 18 may be paid up to 50 cents less per hour. Tipped employees may be paid 60% of the minimum wage. So overtime, you must pay overtime for 40 hours a week or more, or over 40 hours, for part and full-time employees. Exempt employees that you do not have to pay overtime are employees that make at least $23,600 per year, that are paid on a salary basis and perform exempt job duties such as supervisor or management. So they are not included in that overtime. Let's talk about temporary employees. So you as the employer, you dictate who is temporary, who is permanent. But Illinois just this year created the Illinois Responsible Job Creation Act, where even temporary employees are entitled to the same pay and benefits as a permanent employee. So need to know that. There's no time limit on how long an employer can keep someone as a temp. But temps can count toward the number of employees considered whether you're covered by certain laws. So, for example, the Family Medical Leave Act, if you have 50 employees, that comes into play, and temporary employees count towards that 50. So just some stuff to watch out for. There's a lot more that goes into that, but of course you can, reach out to me for specifics. And then let's talk about employees versus independent contractors. I know we like to bring people on as independent contractors for the tax benefits. You don't have those insurance obligations, but the IRS is looking at that closely. You got to think about, so they're an employee if you're their only employer. They're an independent contractor if they're usually consulting with multiple employers or companies. They're your employee if you set their work hours. They're an independent contractor if they set their own hours. They're an employee if they come to your office every day and work at your office or your place of business. They're an independent contractor when they usually work out of their truck or their home. So just little things like this. Control is a big factor, how much control you have over them. So just pay close attention whether you're bringing people on as independent contractors or employees. And then last, I am going to include a link in the comments where you can go and check out and order for free, I believe, the employer required postings that you should have posted if you have a place in business with your employees, things that cover such things such as employee rights, minimum wage, equal pay, Illinois compensation notices, things like that. So that link will be in the comments for you if you'd like to check that out. Make sure you have your postings up. And of course, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.